So here we are. This is where we're going tonight. This is the car park we've come from. I'm here and we're going to walk down here to our remote bush camp for tonight. So that's where I'll be staying. We might even stay there tomorrow night because tomorrow's walk is about 6 hours, and so it might be probably last thing we'll want to do is pack up and go somewhere else. So we might just stay for 2 nights. We've booked for 2 nights just in case we decide to do that. And if we don't decide to stay there, well, you know, so be it, because it only costs, I think, $13 for the night. I went to the information centre because we had to pay for our camping, and also had to pay for a national parks pass for my car. But when they found out I was a pensioner, they said no, pensioners have lifetime free entry into all the parks in New South Wales. So I didn't have to pay for my car pass to be in the parks, so that's really cool. And I'm going to have a look when I get back to Queensland to see if that applies up there too. You know, there are some advantages in getting older. Pensioners, you know, we get some freebies, which I think is fantastic. So anyway, this looks fairly dry in here, as you can see while I'm walking along here. It's doesn't look like they've had any rain for a while. In fact, I'm now walking over a creek and it's dry as a bone. If you can see up here, up the creek here, it's just really dry. If I turn around the other way, it's actually dry all down through here. So the creek is dry as a bone. I'm assuming it normally has water in it. And it's really overcast. If you can look up to the sky, it's just all grey, which I'm really unhappy about, because if you're not aware, Warrumbungles is a place they call a dark sky place, which is, there's no light here, so it is a haven for astronomers. They reckon the stars at night here are just like unbelievable. You will not believe how the stars in the Milky Way look in this area. But if it's going to be clouded, we're not going to see any stars at all, which I'll be really disappointed. So hopefully, if we don't get a clear night tonight, hopefully tomorrow it'll be a clear day or clear evening, so we can see all these wonderful stars. So anyway, I'm just going to stop talking for now. So just coming along to the path here now, we're coming up to our remote campsite, which, as remote campsites go, this is really luxury. It's actually got a water tank and a covered shed and a bench. And because we're fairly close to our car, we decided we'd have a good meal tonight, so we brought some bags of food into here, not dehydrated food. So we'll make ourselves something really decent to eat tonight. And so this is our little bench and cooking table, which, you know, most remote campsites don't have this. They just have a clearing space. And our tent's over here, over near the trees. There's about 4 or 5 spots to camp here. We decided just in amongst these trees, but far enough away from any falling gum tree branches. So this should work pretty well for us. There's our home away from home in our really comfy MSR hubba tent. It's only a 2-man. Probably when that wears out, we'll get a 3-man. It'll be a little bit more room. Here's another site here, and on the other side of the shed, well, actually there's a couple up here. So we got 1, 2, I think there's 3, 4, 5. There's about 6 tent spots here, and there was one over here where we were going to camp in, but then I noticed a couple of ant nests right here, so I thought, no, I don't want to be putting up my tent on an ant's nest. So here's another little spot in here, and on the other side of the tent, other side of the shed, there's some spots there as well. So, but anyway, this is home for the next 2 nights, and so I'm looking forward. And like I said, I really hope those clouds go away so we can see some stars tonight. And I'm looking forward to showing you the Breadknife and the tops. Absolutely spectacular. The place we're hiking to tomorrow, they say, is one of the prettiest places in New South Wales, so I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, looks like the showers are going away, and if I look up in the sky above me, you can see the sun on the clouds that are currently blowing away, and there's blue sky behind. And have a look at the colour of that. That is so pretty. So, we had a really crappy night's sleep. It rained a little bit, and now we're starting out on our hike. It's probably going to be about 18 kilometres all up. So, got the raincoat with us. It's still overcast. Light little sprinkly showers every now and then. So, we'll see how we all go, and hopefully I can get some good shots for you. Dry as a bone. So we've come down to a Y in the road, and the sign here says if I turn down that paved section, that takes us to the Grand High Tops via West Spiry Creek. And if we go straight ahead, it's the Grand High Tops via the Breadknife. I've been told actually it's the best way to go is to go this way. So I don't know if you can see that. Coming along here, we go all the way around here and all the way back to here again. So I've been told that's the way to go. So you're actually going clockwise. And we are thinking about adding these to the Fed Bar Tour and the Matcha Tour into our trip, which will probably, you know, we're already hiking a long way, but they reckon the view from the tour there, especially the Matcha Tour, is really worth looking at. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So if you're ever coming and you get to this intersection, there's the paved section to the right and the dirt on the high road, the top road. All the locals tell me this is the way to go to high road. So already we're getting, I had a quick glimpse of the Breadknife before when we were up on the hill a bit further, but there are some really amazing cliffs around here. So we've just taken a little 150 metre detour off the main trail to bring us up to a place called Spiry View. And we left our backpacks down. Oh yeah, beautiful. Well worth the 150 metres. Wow, amazing. This camera probably won't do these big rock formations justice right here. I think that right over in the middle there, the two little ones, I think that could be the Breadknife. But we'll find out when we get over there, I suppose. But amazing.
That took effort.
Yeah, it did.
Thank God.
So they were telling me at once, we just came up this path that was straight up for kilometres. It almost killed us. And then we came to the staircase. I was told about the staircase that goes on, so it's supposed to be pretty tough. So I won't film all of it because I'm already panting. So I'll see you further along the trail. But we're starting to see some spectacular views. There's massive big cliffs all the way around us here. So here we are, we're almost at the tops. We're near the Breadknife. Over in the distance there, you might be able to see it on the hill. That's the telescope observatory. And we're just coming around this little trail here now, and it's going to bring us to Baylor's hut. Check out that scenery. Absolutely stunning. So here we are, we've just made it to Baylor's hut. How cool is that? Baylor Hut was built by Carl Dow in 1967 and used while construction of the walking tracks. Also park visitor accommodation. Well, they got a toilet here, which is really cool. And they got a couple of campsites here. There's one right here. Another one down there by the looks of it. There's only 2 or 3 campsites here by the looks of it. So, what a beautiful place. Absolutely stunning. Wow. So directly behind me here is the Breadknife. I don't know if you can see it that well. That rock cliff is just, I don't know how high it is. That's enormous. Beautiful big rock cliff formations everywhere around here. Absolutely stunning. So we're just coming along the bottom of the big rock formation they call the Breadknife. It's just amazing. Really thin and really, really high. See if I can get a better look at it for you here. I think we'll be able to get to the top around the side of it somewhere and get some better pictures of it. Wow. Absolutely stunning. This camera is absolutely not going to pick up how good this is. So over to my right, we actually have the Breadknife. And I think I can get back onto the trail and get on the other side of it, get a picture of looking along the thin blade of the top of it. But wow, what a view. So we've just come back along the main trail to come back up to the top because we want to get some views of the Breadknife from the top. But I've just come across this lookout, these amazing big mountains. This is absolutely spectacular. The view from here. Absolutely stunning. Just over up here. See the hill up there? Okay, well, we've just come back along the trail and it's just, I can't believe how beautiful this is. it's just yeah, there's a better one up the top here. It's just amazing views. Wow, I'm actually on top of the Breadknife here. It's probably going to get really scary soon, so I might be turning around. I went the wrong way. Over there is amazing too. Just everywhere you look, 360 degrees, it's just absolutely spectacular. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's here. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't believe the look of this place. This is fantastic. It's getting a bit windy and I'm right on the edge of the cliff here. So I'm going to sit down and raise my camera. Okay. So we're literally on top of the Warrumbungles. Here's a site map telling me where everything is. And once again, that's the Breadknife down there. How cool is that? Wow. So, get back down this big staircase. When we first started this walk, there was quite good walkways. Now it's very rocky and uneven. I can see why they call it a grade 4. So we've just been through a couple of sections where there were big rock landslides. We had to basically walk across all of the rocks that had fallen off the mountain. I would have filmed it for you, but it would have been too dangerous. So we've just come up a hill from hell, and it looks like we're on top of another little mountain here. And we're going to go right by the looks of it. So our car's back in, it's at the Pincham car park. So 6.45 kilometers back to there. And just over here behind this sign is another campground. So that looks pretty good. People have been having lots of fires there, even though they're not allowed to. But it looks like there's some good little camp spots in there. So it's called Dawes Camp. So anyway, here's the little map again. So we started here this morning. We came all the way along here, all the way here, went all the way around here, then we went around that shortcut, then we came back on top, and then we went back down again. Now we're here. We're going to go all the way down here and back home. So this is Dawes Camp. Next intersection we're going to turn right, and there should be Ogmuck Camp there. Then that'll bring us back down onto the creek, back towards where our car is. So let's get going. And you probably can't see through the trees here, but over to my right, it's an amazing view of those gigantic big mountains, those big rocks, which were made from lava actually. These are all old volcanoes, and probably see that one through the tree there. Stunning. You probably can't see them. My camera doesn't zoom that well, but just up in front of that big mountain there's two wedge-tailed eagles flying. Amazing. It must be getting all the up thermals off the mountain. Stunning. They're big too, like they're a long way away and they still look really big. So I hope you can actually see those little dots. They're just in there. I just saw this little view from here. I just had to stop and video it. Just unbelievable. So we've walked a long way just of late. If I go back here, that over there is the Breadknife, and we were on top of that a couple of hours ago. So we've walked all the way along there, come down through all of this and come back up another mountain on the other side. So it's been absolutely beautiful and stunning. It hasn't been the easiest walk. It is a grade 4, a lot of uneven surfaces, big rocks along the trail you got to walk over and chance rolling your ankles, but it's absolutely beautiful. Just noticed there's this one stick holding this rock up. One stick holding that whole rock up. Should I kick it out? Nah. Yeah, everywhere along this trail there's just amazing mountains and cliffs. If you look out there, absolutely stunning big rock mountain. And to my right over here there's another one. Probably can't see it that well. The best part of it was already past, so but yeah, it's just, this is one of the prettiest places I think I've ever been, and it's punching way above its weight. They told us that the Warrumbungles were really pretty, but that's an understatement. Check out the rock over here. Yeah, so absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to have to turn the video off for a while here now, because I'm coming down a really loose rocky section, and I don't want to fall on my you know what. So I'll speak soon. And we've just come to a sign that says Point Wilderness, and it's yet another beautiful lookout. Wow. Beautiful. And my wife was saying this is probably the local wild goat hangout, because everywhere you look there's goat poo everywhere. It's just the whole area is covered in goat poo. Check that out. Yeah. So anyway, let's get out of this goat poo and keep continuing on. I think we've got about 5 k's or so to go yet, and we need to get back. We need to not sort of dawdle too much, because we've got to get back to the information centre before it shuts and change our accommodation. Last night we stayed at a remote campsite. We were hot and smelly from sweating all night and sweating all day, so there is a bigger campsite not far from where we stayed last night. Wow, look at this. So yeah, there's a bigger campsite, actually has showers. Yeah, so we're going to go and try and change, because we're booked into that remote campsite, that remote campground again for tonight. So we'll get back to the centre and change that booking to the one that has the showers, and then all will be well. But anyway, I better stop videoing here, because it's quite steep and hard to get there. Skull. How cool is that? Goat skull. Yeah. Okay, we've got about 4 kilometres to go to get back to our car, and we just came down the side of a mountain with really bad rocky trail. So now at least we got a little bit of a staircase, so it's making it a bit better. The old knees, and I think I'm starting to get a blister on the front of my under my big toe as well. So I probably should stop and repair it, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep walking, get back to the car park as quick as I can. So what we got here is they've done a bit of track work. They've put in some sandstone steps, so that's good. It makes getting down this hill a lot easier than what we were going down before. So these steps go on forever by the looks of things. But as I said, I'd rather be walking down these steps than going down over roots and big rocks and loose rocks, and so it's much easier to walk down. So I won't bore you with all of these stairs. I'll speak soon. So big goanna, he's just on the other side of this tree. I'm probably going to scare him when we go around the corner. Big goanna. First goanna we've seen on the trail. This section through here, we've got about 3 or 4 k's to go, and we're following along a creek. This creek is totally dry. Doesn't look like it had water in it for years. So it's been a big day. We've been going for about 6 hours so far, and it's quite hot. So I'm looking forward to getting back to the car and then getting ourselves off to our new campground, which has showers, and jump in and have a nice shower. Hot showers too, I heard, so that's even better. Woo-hoo. There's a big billy goat just down here on the trail. Hello. Big billy goat. He's got a big beard. We just got back from our hike. It was a really big hike. It was just over 6 hours. We did a 14.5 kilometer hike, but we also did about 3 kilometer side trip as well. So it was quite a tough day. Yeah, it was quite a tough day. All up, lots of hills, lots of steps, lots of things. But the scenery we saw today was just worth every second of that. It was just amazing. And one of the most prettiest places I think I've been to in Australia. And I've been to some pretty places. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. We're staying another night here in the Warrumbungles, and then we're heading north tomorrow to the Pilliga. Woo, the scary place. That's the place where they reckon there's, you know, ghosts on the highway and people go missing, and there's yowies everywhere. So there's a incredible like artwork. They actually did a hiking trail through the bush, and they put pieces of art, sculptures and that all the way along. So looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. So anyway, on that note, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.